Alright, lesson 2, the transportation request process. References, Field Manual 5510, Movement and Control Theater Operations, DoD 42532R, Military Standard Transportation Movement Procedures. This lesson contains 2.2, receiving the request transportation, receiving the TR, the move of the TR number, the selecting the mode of the transportation, determine the delivery operation, 2.7, the moving, preparing the TMR number, 2.8, mode selections, consideration, 2.9, changing 999, shipment request, 2.10, origination MCT, shipper procedures, 2.11, forward commitment of the data of the destination MCT, report shipment, 2.12, destination MCT procedures, 2.14, maintaining movement records. Introduction. Origin authorized the design of the request of transportation, some of the material moved with the request of the movement demand within the MCT with the request that can enable the movement manager to determine the most efficient means of transportation. Transportation request contains the following information: consigner, co-consigner, required delivery date with the cargo description, include the number of the P for the weight, with the Q for the measurement, with the special cargo for the requirements of special handling. TR submission, the requirement is there are requirements consigned over the must adhere when submitted with the TR consigned with the must and submit with the TR within forward van with the ship contained with the passable to enable the planners adequate with the opportunity coordinate with the shipment to submit with the TR with the approved with the TMR format, submit with the material with the movement that requirements of class supply with the item movement with the estimated weight with the either pounds or short tons or measurement tons. Identifying special hand with the requirements of the cargo, such or has with the classified materials. Provide original destination information, include with the location map of the coordinate with the ship, the receiving activity of the TR. Submit. Note the TR submitted with the personnel it must be documented with the categories such as troops, refugees, patients, or prisoners of the war. There are 4 types of movement requests. The type of the movement requests are the convoy clearance, the conus road movement that curve over the route, which require the movement with the credit movement the given unit with the truck company must submit to the Department of Defense Form 1265 request of the convoy clearance DoD Form 1265 with the dual purpose documents for the critical either request the authorization movement of both the units submit the request for the appropriate movement and channel of the ITO of the area within the convoy organization ITO with the DO Form 1265 grant clearance issue with the instruction for the road movement the DO Form 1265 depends on the urgency of the request may be transmitted orally, electronically, or in writing. Serve the transportation requirement standard agreement stagnate 1256 with government of the TR format of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization unit of the consigner operating with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization country prepared for the request of delivery to support with the MCO of the consigner give the request for the serve the transportation only with the direct support assets. Insufficient unavailability, co-signer must submit the request with at least 48 hours before the cargo passenger available the day with the coordinate with the U.S. General support with the host nation of the movement of the required with the specialized host nation equipment. The request must be submitted 72 hours in advance, short of most period, or acceptable only in the event of the operational necessity. Upon request of the request of the MCT will assign the consigner of the time plate for the source of the equipment used to fill the request. 3. The road movement and bid, road movement credit. The road movement, the bid, and road movement credit also govern the NATO country of the granting with the movement credit and movement credits for the truck company moving the operating with the NATO country. Submit the request for the area with the MCT. The road movement bid is submitted and obtain clearance for the oversized, overweight vehicle with the host nation controlled roads. Request must be submitted at least 48 hours prior to the convoy start time. The MCT reply with the truck of the company moving the unit indicates the start time may be applicable route with the restriction program delays. In your air transportation request for the U.S. Army users must be submitted the form of servicing MCT, the request for the Air Transportation DoD Form 1974 Joint Tactical Airlift, the request for the U.S. Air Force Airlift Support, Transportation Control Movement, the document of the Army Helicopter Support, the area with approval of the MCT, request for the forward of the MCC with aware of the validate with the prior tour of the MCC, then pass the request to the Corps G3 Air Support Staff providing air transportation assets. Once the TR is received the MCT movement, the manager must begin with the coordinate with the request. Proceed with the coordinate with the TR. The review of the consigned TR act for the completeness, determine the mode of the transportation, notify the destination from the MCT with the shipment, assign the transportation movement that relief the TMR number, and the consignment of the mode of the operating with the transportation movement release has been received. Alright, 2-3, receiving the TR. The movement of the manager must review the TR accuracy, the completeness of again for the movement of the program, determine the end for the transportation, equip them to be able to meet with the program, both program requirements of the request. When the TR for the accuracy, you for the non-NATO of the transportation request, or the containment of the appropriation information concerning the size of the weight with the type of the cargo. NATO's transportation requests are prepared in accordance with the SAGNG 2156. Transportation request review checklist, you for the checklist of the ensure the transportation request adequate information, identify the transportation mode to be used, identify the required delivery date, if you can ship, then maybe the required delivery date. Identify the shipment that can be loaded on the transportation equipment. Identify the consigner, or it can be unloaded the shipment upon the arrival to adhere with the movement of the program if enough of the transportation equipment is available to meet the program requirement of the transportation request, so they contain enough to have the effect of the movement, such as shipment origin and destination, cargo description, special handling requirements, required delivery date. The transportation movement request is an alphanumeric code for and identify the specific cargo of the movement that you for the transportation specific direct for the movement the control channel. These transportation movement that requires to authorize the shipment of the material for the dispatch of the transportation equipment to conform with the receiver the capabilities to identify with the cargo during the movement. Transportation movement that requires the number to account for the transportation asset during the movement. The number can be lengthened and shortened to meet the information needed of the theater of the DoD regulation 4532R and field manual 5510 or source for the code completion of the transportation movement request number commitment of the worksheet figure 2.1 containing the signal sample 12-digit transportation movement request number, explanation for the codes forming the transportation movement number filed with the section 2.7, and we're going to skip that. The standing transportation movement release for the transportation movement request issued for the providers requiring movements all required for the standard transportation movement release include with the letter of the justification support for the historical cargo rule the movement, the frequency of the data of the customer, with the Transit Theater Army Movement Command Agency with approval of the authority for the standard transportation movement, the release approval of the Transit Theater Army Movement Command Agency assigned with the special interest with the code that control the number through the standard transportation movement that release the necessary with the standard transportation movement that release are evaluated monthly. The MCT must keep a copy of the standard transportation movement that release review with them monthly with a customer review the determining validated written recommendation Theater Army Movement Command Agency for continuation and continualization of the modification. Single transportation movement release a single stop movement consisting of one more vehicle with the movement of the manager assigned to the transportation movement the release number if the vehicle will be used once over the same commitment as such a.
I think it would be wise if I give you the cat carrier and you go down and take her to the clinic now.
All right.
Les, we don't know what time Les will be here. He might be at 4 o'clock, he might be at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
That poor little cat is suffering.
Get the box out and I'll go get her.